What's up, everybody? In today's video I will be explaining how your electric wire gets from the street to the panel in your house in a standard residential service. So we'll start with the wires themselves. They'll usually be made of aluminum up till the panel. Everything running out of the panel will be copper. So we're going to be talking about a two-pole single-phase service. So we have three wires, two lines or hots, and one neutral, which also functions as a ground. The wire can come in many types, which depend on whether you're using a pipe and other factors. For this example, we'll be using SEU wire, which doesn't need a pipe. SEU wire doesn't have a separate ground. That type of wire that comes with a separate ground is called SER. If any of these wires touch each other, they will spark in a big way, and they won't trip so easily because they are before the panel and they aren't on a house breaker. A house breaker is a lot more sensitive to overcurrents than the power company standards because they are dealing with much higher levels of electricity. So from the street, the wires go straight to your meter. The meter has terminals for the two lines and the neutrals coming in, and the same thing for the wires going out to the house. The neutral terminal, which in this picture is green, is connected to the meter housing and grounds the meter housing also. When the meter is in place, it connects the wires from the street to the wires from the panel and also measures how much electric you use. After the meter pan, our wire next goes to one of two places. It goes either straight to the panel in the house, or it first makes a stop at a main disconnect, usually outside the house. The disconnect acts as a shutoff point for the whole wire, not just individual circuits in the house. The reason we have two main breakers in the disconnect or the panel is because in this scenario we have a two-pole service. We have two single-pole wires that each have 110 volts and can power 240 volt appliances if needed. We also have double the amperage capacity than a single wire of the same gauge. In a two-pole service like this, the breakers are split up in a crisscross way. Now let's get back to the wires. So we said the power from the street doesn't have a separate ground. So at what point do we have a dedicated wire for grounding? The answer is once we reach the first enclosure. After the meter, we have a separate ground wire, whether it's a disconnect or a panel. In the first disconnect or panel, the ground and neutral are the same thing. But after that, either the panel after a disconnect or a sub-panel after the main panel, the grounds and neutrals have to be kept separate. Everything will still function if you mix the grounds and neutrals after the first panel, but it's against code, and there may be some safety concerns. Now back to how the wires are running after the meter. I'll give you two examples of when we'll have a disconnect before the panel. So one reason you would have a disconnect outside is for convenience, so that you can shut power to the inside completely. The more common reason you would have a outdoor disconnect is if the main panel is located in the house more than 10 feet from the meter. It's code that's there in case firefighters have to shut power to the house. They shouldn't have to search around the whole house for the panel. They know that there's either a disconnect outside, or if they go in the house, the panel will be right near where the meter is outside. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.